Hi everyone, welcome to TV Guide Live. I'm Mickey O'Connor, and with me today I have two of our amazing editors, Liz Raftery and Joyce Ang. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Today we're going to break down the huge moments from last night's Big Brother, the Royal Pains musical episode, and the TV oddity that is dating naked. And then we're also going to give you our recommendations for what we think you should binge watch over this holiday weekend. In the meantime, though, we want your questions. We're going to answer your questions about anything on TV. Send them to @TVGuide on Twitter with the hashtag TVGLive or on Facebook in the comments below. Let's kick it off and talk about Big Brother. First of all, I have to tell you guys, we have a giant monitor in our office that has the Big Brother live feeds going at all times, and most of the time you can see Joyce watching them. So Joyce, tell us.
We're all watching them. You were mesmerized by them yesterday.
That's true. Someone was making cookies yesterday, and I watched it for far too long.
Yeah, Bridget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us what's going on Big Brother.
Well, the only thing you need to know about Big Brother this week is Jose.
Yes.
Because he is completely ridiculous, and he's going to be blindsided tonight and get evicted, and it's going to be delicious if he doesn't get wind of it.
So there's some sort of secret alliance going on behind the scenes, right? And he thinks he's very
He
very
thinks he's
confident.
running the house,
Yeah.
and it's insane because he knows nothing about the game. He's a total recruit. He has no idea who Zingbot is. So, like, you should not be on the show if you don't know who Zingbot is. I'm sorry.
I know who Zingbot
Yeah,
is.
exactly. Like, you're more qualified to be on the show than he is. And yeah, on yesterday's episode, he held a house meeting, still dressed in his doggy costume from the veto competition, and he just, gesticulated wildly, comparing himself to Obama, saying that, like, his side of the house runs the house, and he is so confident he's staying tonight, and he's not even campaigning at all.
And he's not. He's
No.
going to go.
Why was
So
he in a
who's-
dog costume?
That was
His
the veto
punishment.
competition. They
Yeah.
dressed as dogs. And also, by the
As
way,
one does on this show.
they had to stack 40 bones, like, on a doghouse in the
Yeah.
veto comp, and, everyone stacked them, like, on top of each other. He tried to build a heart.
Okay.
So,
So listen, so once Jose is out, who are you rooting for? Who are the people that you like on the show?
I like the vets so far. Like,
Yeah.
none of the newbies. Like, there are other newbies who are also recruits, like
Yeah.
Paul. Like, he has no idea what's going on either. So, it's, like, right now, it's...
What about the
there's
lady who makes cookies? I liked her.
Bridget?
Yeah.
She is siding with Paul and Jose and Victor right now.
Oh, so she's in for...
Yeah, she's
reckoning.
in for a rude awakening too.
Yeah.
So,
All right, so I want to tell everyone to check out tvguide.com. We have a weekly power rankings where you can see who's winning, who's not. Who won this week?
Frank.
Frank.
Because he won the new competition, Roadkill,
Yeah.
and you win that anonymously, and you make a third nominee for eviction.
Yeah.
And so no one knew that he won except his own alliance, and Jose has no idea, and he literally said to his face, I think, Michelle or Polly, whoever, anyone else wanted, and Frank said, how do you know? And Jose said, I read faces. So.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the next topic, the Royal Pains musical episode. I have to say, I used to watch Royal Pains back in the day. It's the last of USA's Blue Sky shows, going off the air next week, right?
Yeah, next
And
week.
This is the penultimate episode, and this is when they decided to have a musical episode. So how
Yeah.
did it go?
Yeah, I mean, I think it went pretty well. I'm not a huge fan of the whole musical episode shtick in general, but it was fun. They had a lot of big group numbers, a lot of choreography. Cloris Leachman was a guest star, and
Cloris Leachman?
yeah,
That's not the first person I would think of about having,
Why?
I don't know, like, she's not known for being a vocalist, right?
well, I don't know, but
She's an Oscar winner. She can do anything.
so you find out at the end of the episode, spoiler, that like all these musical numbers are happening in her character's head because she has some malformed blood vessels in her
Right.
brain or something. But
Are there any good voices in the cast?
yeah, actually, well, Reshma Shetty, who plays Divya, has a surprisingly good voice. I don't know if she has musical credits on her
Either.
resume
I
or
interviewed
anything.
her
but-
many years ago, and she gave me great recommendations, restaurant recommendations.
Oh.
Indian restaurants. She gave me a great one.
But yeah, she was good. Mark Feuerstein, God bless him. He should probably just stick to acting, but he, went whole hog and A for effort.
So I mentioned this to you. Do you remember years and years ago when Lazy Sunday was a big viral video?
Yes.
And Mark Feuerstein and his buddy decided to do a West Coast response to it, and it was called Lazy Monday.
Yeah.
And it was, oh look, there it is right there. And it was, what would you say, embarrassing?
I mean,
Kind of
It's very like
They're-
dad joke.
yeah, they're
yeah,
aware
it was
of
sort
it.
it was sort of a lame retort to something that was really cool, I thought.
Yeah, I think that he knows, the full extent of his musical talent, but he's
Yes.
great.
But you have to give him props for like actually attempting to sing,
yeah.
because a lot of people, a lot of actors on like other shows where they've done musical episodes, like they don't want to sing. Like
Right.
Allison Hannigan did not want to sing in Buffy's musical episode or How I Met Your Mother's musical
Wasn't
episode.
Ellen Pompeo was like, did not want to sing during the Greys episode, because I remember she had like 2 lines that she did sing.
Yeah, she wasn't a big fixture in that either, but
Well, that was all like a Sara Ramirez showcase anyway.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
Right, exactly. So what's in store for the finale? For big fans of the show, this is it. This is the final finale. You've seen the finale, right?
I've seen the finale.
So don't spoil anything.
I actually just got off the phone about an hour ago with the EPs and Mark Feuerstein,
Oh, right.
and I mean, without any spoilers, Hank has this big decision to make about whether he's going to stay in the Hamptons, and they kind of talked about that, and Mark told me what he took from the set as a little memento.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a post-mortem up with them after the
Is it
final
Cloris
episode.
Leachman?
Yeah,
Is it
it's Cloris
Leachman?
Leachman in the trunk of his car.
All right, so let's move on to the most important business that we have to take care of today. VH1's Dating Naked. First of all, I was surprised to find out it returned for its 3rd season. So this has been around for a while. This is the first time I've seen it. It's the first time you guys have seen it, right? Mm-hmm. What did you guys think?
I mean, I enjoyed it exactly as much as I expected it to, which is to
like
say that I
0.
hated
Yeah.
every minute of it. It's like,
There's a person named Nautica.
Right.
yeah, and
So
it's,
that's all you need to know.
I will say that the guy, it's like a main girl and a main guy, and the
Yeah.
guy seems pretty decent. I don't really know what he's doing on this show, but it's basically a bunch of garbage people like going out with each other on different activities on a beach naked.
I think what I remember about watching it was that I was reminded of a conversation we had earlier in the week about The Bachelorette, which is that whenever there's a person who seems to like bristle at like the concept for this weird reality show, whoever there's a person that like feels uncomfortable doing something on camera, I always think like that's my guy or that's my girl, because it's like the ones that think that reality TV is super weird are the ones that are probably decent people.
Yeah.
And that this guy Chris, I think was his name Chris?
No,
David.
David,
He was
yeah.
the one that I felt that way about on this.
Everyone else seemed to just completely embrace it, so I think that probably holds true for your theory that.
Yeah, and I also think that a lot of people seemed really obviously looking for camera time and fame. And,
Well,
and
I
that
mean,
kind
I
of-
love puns, but they made way too many like nudity and sex puns.
Yeah.
Like, that was hard.
The hard part is over, they said.
Right.
Keep your head in the game.
Yeah. And
He's
then
the full package. That was another one.
this
Eye
one
roll.
guy, like
Liz Lemon eye roll.
Eye roll, exactly.
Probably like-
Initiate eye roll sequence.
the most terrible guy went like full Silence of the Lambs Buffalo Bill and did
The
like
mangina.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
mangina
yeah. Can we
dance
say
or
that?
something. I think so,
Yeah.
but
It's a portmanteau.
Yeah,
fine.
And so he said the front was the mangina, the back was the fruit basket.
fruit basket, yeah.
It was charming.
And then he peed in the pool or beach or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that's all we need to say about Dating Naked, except that none of us are going to be appearing on the show anytime soon.
No.
So let's move on to, the holiday weekend. You could go outside, but
why
It's
would
really
you?
hot.
let's just watch TV.
Yeah.
So we're going to give you some recommendations about what we think you should stream this weekend. Liz, why don't you go first?
I've really been loving, for 2 seasons now, Casual on Hulu.
Yeah.
I wrote an article last season saying that it was the best comedy on television, and I still stick by that. It's, I think, 5 episodes of season 2 are available on Hulu right now, and then all of season 1. It's with
How many episodes is season 1?
I think there's 10. Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about it. What's it about?
So Michaela Watkins from Saturday Night Live
Right.
and Tommy Dewey star in it as a brother and sister who kind of have bad luck when it comes to dating, and
Yeah.
they're just trying to navigate their lives and their relationships. And Michaela Watkins' character has a teenage daughter who is, mature beyond her years, and it's just kind of like a quirky family comedy that's also kind of poignant too. So I really like the humor, and the performances, particularly Michaela Watkins, are really great. So.
Yeah. She's great on Transparent, too.
Yes.
Joyce, what's your choice?
Well, I've been in the middle of an Alias rewatch for about a month. I paused it because I got up to season 3, and that's when Lauren comes on.
Things kind of went off the rails.
Yeah, so, I highly recommend the first 2 seasons.
What was the name of that thing, that equation or something? It was like
The Ramaldi?
The Ramaldi, is that what it was? Yeah, like, that's when
No one understands
it lost
anything
me.
about it, yeah. But the first 2 seasons are perfect. So if you just want to watch those 2, go for it. But this year is going to be the 15th anniversary of its premiere in September.
Wow.
So.
And Jennifer Garner, I feel like, has never been better. She's so great.
She's
on
so
the show.
good. It's a shame she never won an Emmy.
Yeah.
And she needs to come back to TV.
Yeah.
And also, just like Victor Garber and Lena Olin, like amazing,
As
like
her
parent
parents,
casting.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you totally believe like they both like birthed Jennifer Garner.
Yeah. All right, and so my pick, which is not a surprise to anyone who knows me, is The West Wing. It's on Netflix, and I watch it constantly in a constant loop. And lately, I've been listening to the West Wing podcast, which Josh Molina and Richie Airway, it's given me a new appreciation for the show. It's especially appropriate for the 4th of July. Notions of government and service and sacrifice, all of those things. And also, it's funny and the acting's good. The dialogue's really great. You guys love West Wing, don't you?
Yeah, I just started rewatching it too.
Like I try to do a rewatch to coincide with West Wing Weekly podcast, but it's so hard not to skip ahead, and I just went ahead because they only do 1 episode a week. So
Yeah, it's pretty great. So I would say those are 3 solid choices. Let us know what you're going to be watching over the weekend as well. I'm going to look and see if we have any questions here. Rob Brooks on Twitter asks, what do you think of Jose's anti-4th of July comments? Are you shocked they never aired on TV?
Well, apparently he made those comments before the feeds went live, so no one knows exactly what he said.
What did he say? Oh, okay.
He apparently insulted the military, and James, who is a vet, obviously was, he took offense to that, but we don't actually know what he said. It's just like when the feeds came on, like everyone else was talking about his comments.
What do you mean when the feeds came on? The feeds aren't on from
No, because
second
they were in the house for a full week before the feeds came on.
Wow.
So he made those comments during that week. And
how did we find out about it?
because the other house guests were talking about it when the feeds came on.
Got it.
So.
Okay. They were like, they want to make sure this gets on TV. Okay. Jean asked, I love this episode of Royal Pains. How many more shows do we get to see before it's over?
It's just
1,
next week.
right? It's
Yeah,
just the finale.
next week is the final episode.
Any other teases that you want to give us about that episode?
You definitely get a concrete answer to Boris's backstory. I'll say that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's something that's been there since the beginning.
And it's pretty.
Is it satisfying?
I think it's pretty clever what they came up with. So.
Does it set up a possible reboot or spin-off or anything?
Campbell Scott's own show?
Maybe. I hadn't really thought about that, but it could.
It's not going to.
No. They moved on to Mr. Robot.
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah. So let's see, what else? Jessica asks, "There's a long holiday weekend ahead. Which shows do you recommend binge watching?" Jessica, we just covered that, but do you guys have any other recommendations for binge watching? Orange is the New Black, of course. The new season just came out.
Yeah, if you haven't finished that.
I've been catching up on Star Trek in preparation for the new Star Trek show that CBS All Access is going to be launching in January.
I recommend the Big Brother live feeds.
Yeah, that's all Joyce watches these days.
And Unreal, there's only 4 episodes this season, so that's pretty easy to catch up on.
Unreal, yeah.
That's aired.
Yeah.
So how many, so Unreal is 10 episodes the first season, or is it 12?
It was 10 the first
I
season.
think it's
10 the
10.
first
It's on
season.
Hulu.
And then there's the
4 episodes
4.
have aired
far.
this season.
And
Yeah.
Mr. Robot is another good thing to catch up on before. Is that on? That's on Hulu now, right?
I think so.
I think it is.
Yeah.
It's on Amazon now. So and then
It premieres July 13th.
July 13th.
Yeah.
So I think that's all we have for today. Thank you guys for joining us, and thanks all of you for joining us, and have a great holiday weekend. We're going to be taking tomorrow and Monday off, and then we'll be back on Tuesday, July the 5th,
Yep.
at 2 p.m. Eastern. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a great weekend.
Bye.